Viva Cuba, Viva Nigeria, Viva Africa, Viva all the world. It's a big honor to be able to be here today. This is a special celebration. I am a beneficiary of the Cuban solidarity. Specifically, I studied in Cuba, so I'm a Cuban graduate. And fortunately for me, I studied medicine. It is such an honor because in about 15 years when I was in Cuba, we always went out to the Cuban activities in celebration of the July 26th special day. It's a very commemorative one, and it is very important to note that Cuba is an exceptional country. Cuba is a country where all the people have learned to express solidarity with all the world and to not make any difference in class of people. Nobody is too rich to help the poor help the rich. Everybody kind of has a level kind of life, so that you don't have disequalities in access to healthcare, disequality in access to rural infrastructure or local infrastructure. You don't have disequality in access to health or education, as we find in many other countries. Cuba is an exceptional country, and to have to suffer the blockade of any country or any group of people is the most unfortunate thing. I like everything that has been said so far. I wish I was the one saying all those things. I'm so impressed. I use this opportunity in my personal capacity as a Cuban graduate, as a beneficiary of the Cuban goodness of all its people. Not only the president, Comandante Fidel Castro, Comandante Raul Castro, every Cuban people, they will see you and they will offer you even the smallest thing that they have. They don't have much, but they will share with you. That is the best thing that we will all think that we need to be rich before we share. But even from their very little, they are ready to share. And even in that little sharing, they give the best from their hearts, genuinely. So the only thing that every other person in the world, including we Nigerians and Africa and every other country in the world, can do is to support Cuba continuously. The significance of the 3 palms is extremely important. Regenerate life, add value to people's lives, bring new things on, and we hope that in this new season the whole world shall come together under the United Nations and demand from the world that there be a cessation to the blockade against Cuba. It is seriously affecting. If you speak with Cubans today, electricity is down. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they don't have light. Months, there's no light. Health commodities cannot be accessed. Children in hospitals cannot get the best care possible. This is very, very heartbreaking. Nobody should go through any of this kind of thing. For whatever reason, we want to call on the United States of America and other countries that support the agenda to come together to think that there's a 12 million people who are suffering, and this cannot be allowed to continue. We appreciate the solidarity and the help of everybody. Cuba es un país super. Cuba is a super country. Cuba is a heroic country that all of us should be very proud of, and we must continue to work together in solidarity to club and clamor for the lifting, for the cessation, for the discontinuation of the blockade, such that the people of Cuba will have life again, we have drugs again, we have electricity again, we have access to all the necessary infrastructure, and be like any other country, free. Cubans do not want to be suppressed by anybody, like none of us, no country. Every country wants to express its sovereignty. Even the United States wants to exert its sovereignty. So why trample on the sovereignty of another country? So we use this opportunity as one of the Cuban governors once again to call on the United States of America and the leaders of the states and the countries that are supporting them to think this thing over and find ways of ameliorating the situation. Remove the blockade. It is unjust. It is unjust. Es un ley injusto. It is unjust, and it must stop, so that the Cuban people can be free and they can live their lives to fulfillment like we all want to live our lives. On this note, I would say congratulations once again to Cuba. this struggle, we shall continue to be with you. This struggle shall end very soon. This struggle is our struggle and it shall end very, very soon. I want to reassure the Cuban people. Yo voy a hablar en español. Yo quiero decirle a la gente cubana que ese bloqueo se va a acabar ya. Pronto va a haber una nueva vida para Cuba, para todos los cubanos. Muchas gracias a todos los cubanos por su amor, por su solidaridad, por compartir con todo el mundo lo poco que tienen. Nosotros nos sentimos súper orgullosos y agradecidos por todo lo que usted ha hecho a través de los años, a través de los 50, 60 años. Y tenlo seguro que el mundo está detrás de ustedes. Be sure that the world is behind Cuba. When we do all these votings in the United Nations, we can see the numbers. The numbers are overwhelming. The numbers are overwhelming. That is saying something. That is saying that the world is behind Cuba. And we are very certain and we are very sure that this blockade is going to come to an end very, very soon. Viva Cuba!
Viva!